Welcome everybody to the Amit Kainth Show, and thank you for home and tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about transparency. What does transparency actually mean? Why is it so important to be transparent? Why is it important that when you tell the truth in life, you're able to then excel and get to where you need to be? Now today I've got a very special guest who specializes in the law of transparency, and she talks about accepting who you are in order to move forward. So let's please welcome Taz Thornton. How are we doing? Are you good?
I am it.
Good to see you.
Take a seat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming down onto the show today.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're very welcome. So tell me, how did you get into this line of business? Tell me your story from the beginning.
Oh, my story from the beginning. Well, I was born in. Okay, I was one of those weird kids who was seeing things that other people didn't seem to be able to see from about this high. And I think I was lucky enough in that my parents never told me, "You're being silly, there's nothing there." They never told me to turn it off. And so when it kept coming and I was still sensing things and still hearing things, when I got to being a grown-up, I decided to go and train in it. And I looked into all kinds of different spiritual paths. I looked into spiritualism, I looked into mediumship. Nothing felt right. And then one day, and it sounds bizarre, literally the word shamanism started to be dropped into my head. And this was before the days of Google, so I couldn't just check.
No.
And
because I looked at that,
Yeah?
shamanism. What is that?
Shamanism, oh well, how long have we got? A lot of people confuse shamanism and they'll instantly say, oh, Native America. It's not really about that, so that's the way Hollywood has taken it. The anthropologists have caused us a bit of an issue with the word. The word shamanism is a Siberian word, and it translates roughly to one who sees in the dark or one who can see. But at the heart of it is animism, so the belief that everything has an energy. So that's how we can work with the earth, with animal spirits, with trees. And again, our friends the anthropologists have found traces of this spiritual path in pretty much every indigenous culture across the globe, including our own. And so after I found that, a series of what I now know weren't coincidences, led me to my first teacher, and I've grown from there really. And that's at the heart of what I do. That guides me every day.
So it's like shamanism, is that like a way of life or something?
It is. It's absolutely a life path. It's a choice of knowing that, for me, I work a lot with trusted spirit guides that I've built a relationship with over lots and lots of years.
Yeah.
And it's taking that decision to live daily in their gaze, I guess. And always check back, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? What should I be doing? And they will never tell you exactly what to do, but they will give guidance when need be.
So is that kind of like when you in this kind of path that you've got to live by certain kind of principles?
Principles is one of those tricky ones because that can start going into rule books and dogma, and I'm the anti-dogma. If it feels right, if it feels right in your gut, in your heart, and if it's not hurting anyone else, that's really the principle. It's got to harm no one. But also it's this concept of why we're doing things. And this is where the transparency came in, and thank you for coining that, because I said to you earlier, before Amit mentioned this word transparency, I'd never thought about it in those terms, but it is.
Well, when I looked at your, because obviously I wrote in the book, The Gift, 7 Laws of Success, and basically one of my fundamental laws of one of the chapters in my book is about transparency. And I talk about in transparency the fact that in order to move forward, you really got to accept where you are right now, you know, and then in order to move forward. And I saw your video on YouTube. And it was like a 2-minute video, and I saw it and I thought, wow, she exactly, transpires to exactly my message, what I'm trying to say. That's why I contacted you. So why do you think it's important, to transpire? Why is that important for you?
Okay, well, in terms of transparency, I think it's more to do with being utterly transparent with ourselves about who we are, about what our soul's path might be, and about why we're here. Personally, I believe that we are spirits with bodies rather than the other way around.
That's right.
And that we keep coming back here to get whichever lessons our souls need that we need corporeal form for.
That's right.
So it's slightly different to karma in that I don't necessarily believe we're coming back and either being rewarded or being punished, but I do think that there are lessons we can't learn in spirit form.
That's right, yeah.
The trouble is that when we're born, we're surrounded by our peers, by friends, by parents, by role models, and we start from our formative ages to build up this picture of what we think we should be.
Yeah.
And then we get to being a grown-up and think, I hate my job.
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing about climbing a ladder to find it's up against the wrong wall. It's that thing.
Yeah.
And that's when we start needing to start peeling away those layers of an onion, those different skins. But that can be really difficult.
How does one do that?
Well,
because a lot of us get trapped in the sense of like, you know, okay, you know, they always inflate, and I was one like that as well, you know, before I was spiritually awoken, you know, that you'd always kind of try and pretend to be something that you're not.
Yep.
You know, or try and make out something that, you know, you're trying to be someone like someone else. And then when I did have my spiritual awakening, you know, that's when I kind of found that actually just accept who you are, where you are, in order to move forward, you know. But how does someone, in your opinion, do that?
I think it's different for everyone. I mean, for me, similar story to you, I guess. Before I started doing this work and embracing it more fully, I was one of the UK directors of what at the time was one of the biggest multinational publishing companies.
Wow.
You know, I had the private healthcare, I had the company car,
And you were living the nice life and everything.
Living the life. And then just realised gradually that although it was great for the ego, it was absolutely crippling my soul. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Even the aspects of the job I used to enjoy, I'd been promoted so far away from them.
That's right.
And it was like this penny drop moment. But that for me, I kept churning through it more and more and more until I had a series of, I now know it was spirit giving me a kick up the backside, but a series of, real series of bad luck within a period of about 2 months. My uncle died, my dad died, lots of other family stuff came up, my partner got made redundant, my partner got diagnosed with MS, and it all happened
kind of at once.
In a 2-month period.
Wow.
And
that was that kind of awakening time?
Well, I essentially had a breakdown. When it got to the point where I was sitting under my mum's table trying to hide from everyone, that it's like, something's got to give. And I now look at that as a breakthrough.
Yes.
Because it's not going to be like that for everyone, with so much just this gradual realisation that they're not fulfilled. And I think that's when people start to seek and they start to scratch the surface and think, well, what else could there be?
That's right, that's right. Because there's so many people out there that are in a job like, you know, or like yourself and like I was back then, and they are in it, but they're not happy in it. And they want to kind of, you know, move out of that and to follow their aspirations, and they've got to kind of really do some soul searching, if you like. And that's when I wanted to talk about meditation. Why do you feel meditation is important, in your opinion?
Oh my goodness, because it switches you off, and it switches you off in a very different way to just watching repeats of Game of Thrones. It's it stills everything.
And how do you do meditation?
I do meditation in lots of different ways. One of the principles of shamanism is called shamanic journeying, which is if you go to the very core shamanic beliefs, it's believed that you go into a deep trance state and your soul can leave your body and go to explore other realms. That for me isn't the same as meditation. I use meditation before I do that. And I find it just helps me to turn off the stresses and strains of the day. It helps me to focus my mind, to slow my heartbeat, to make sure I'm breathing from here instead of from here. I'm not in that fight or flight that so many people spend their lives in. And it gets me to a place of stillness so that I can then go on and do some deeper spiritual work. But I think so many people say they don't have time to meditate, or they can't still their brains enough.
That's right.
They just can't get off. Sometimes I've had a few people come to me who've not been able to meditate, and every time I've been successfully able to help them do that by using a drum beat, and it's the same beat I use for journey work.
Excellent. So and I just realised that very quickly, you got these workshops.
Yeah.
How did the guests and how do people get in touch with you and, you know, do these workshops?
Okay, well, they can go to my website, firechild-shamanism.co.uk, or you can give me a call or drop me an email, and all the details are on the website. And
if they come to the workshop, you know, they've got like, you're talking, what you kind of teaching meditation, or what are you teaching?
Oh, all kinds of different things, Amit. There are some workshops that are basic shamanic skills, so how to journey, how to meet your power animal, how to go and connect with a tree, how to be aware that everything is connected, because we are all connected. There are others that build in some extreme empowerment tools, as I'm an empowerment coach as well. So that's where I was saying at the beginning that although my core belief is shamanism, the workshops spread into much more according to what's needed. They all come from that base of purity and spirituality, but they also build in some stuff to really help people step outside of their comfort zone.
Well, you've heard it all. To get in touch with Taz, you go to our website and get in contact with her. And please, obviously, she's great. So we've got to take a small break now, and we're back within a couple of moments. So don't go too far.